Hello everybody, it's me, Pigguys, and today we're going to be, today we shall talk about the Anko gaming mouse. It doesn't really have a name besides that I can see, so we're just gonna call it the Anko gaming mouse. This mouse cost me around 15 bucks at Kmart. For that price, you probably won't get a good mouse. That's it, there are just no good mice available for 15 bucks. But for that price, I have myself here the Anko gaming mouse, and it's not that good. Now, if you're wondering, no, I didn't need this to replace my Poggers Epic Gamer Rocat Cone Pro Air. I needed it because I need a laptop for school next year, and I refuse to use the laptop trackpad. Those things are awful. So I bought this instead, and I'm going to review it before I never touch it again until next year. First of all, I was writing this script, and then suddenly the DPI changed from the second lowest setting to the highest, which isn't really a problem, but it's slightly annoying. Also, I should mention that this mouse does not come with software, so all the changes that you want to make to customize it to suit your needs will have to be on the mouse itself. This includes DPI, which uses a button to switch between 4 modes, the highest of them being 3200 DPI. We actually have the manual here. I can tell you all the modes. The modes, yes. So the lowest setting is 1200, then it goes to 1600, then to 2400, then to 3200. And can I just say, that was a super epic gaming clutch right there when I defeated that dude. Pretty cool, pretty cool. It has 7 buttons on it, being the right and left mouse button, the DPI button, a double click button, which we'll talk about later, a forward and back side button, which is sort of like you press the forward button to go to the, so you press the back button to go to the last page you went to on Google, and the forward button just goes forward, I guess. I don't know how useful that'd be, but anyway. Now this mouse does have a few positives, which I'll go over first. It has a really nice texture on the majority of it, which feels nice on the hands. It also has a really cool, it looks really cool with sharp edges, RGB all around, and a very high-tech futuristic design. Much different to my current mouse, the Rocat Cone Pro, which one of my classmates didn't actually believe was even a gaming mouse, which is pretty funny. Another thing to note, which isn't really positive or negative, is it has a really big bass. It's mega chonk, which didn't really bother me, and I only really noticed it after inspecting it for the review. And another thing is it isn't too heavy or light. Also, you can see here, pure joy. I got 10 emeralds and I defeated him with the $15 mouse. It isn't too heavy or light. It's heavier than the Rocat Cone Pro, of course. However, that thing was sort of meant to be light, so you know. It also has a sign on it in a glossy black color, sort of on the back, which just says gaming mouse in this really scratchy font. It sort of screams off brand, but you know, I don't know, it basically is off brand. Now we have the negatives. So first off, the buttons are super sketch. They're all super wobbly, and I feel like they could fall off if I dropped the mouse once. Specifically the right and left mouse buttons. The side buttons aren't so bad, but if I press the back button, the forward button goes in a bit. The double click button is standard, and the DPI button is fine, but I'd be a bit worried if the DPI button wobbled, because that's literally the smallest button on the mouse, and is sandwiched on all sides with plastic. All of the buttons beside the main two also have a super high amount of space between when you start to click and when the click actually registers. It's kind of annoying, nothing big. That's most of the issues on the mouse. Nothing too big, just slight inconveniences. A big issue though is the ergonomics, because the left side of the mouse has these little indents on the, wait no, not the left, the right side of the mouse has little indents in it to fit your ring and pinky finger. However, that sort of limits you a lot, because if your mouse isn't the correct size, if your hand isn't the correct size, then it's going to be really uncomfortable. So it was, and that's for me. It was really uncomfortable. So, you know, not very great for that. It's very inconvenient having the size being wrong. The texture, while being comfortable, also picks up a lot of sweat. Also, look at this. It's funny. You have been spared for now. Rest in peace, poor soldier. He was trying his best. He's cool. Respect. The texture while being comfortable also picks up a lot of sweat for some reason, which is kind of annoying. And even with my fan on it, it still picked up sweat, which the Rocat Cone Pro did. It did that quite a bit, actually. It picked up sweat a lot. But then, if I turned on my fan, it would go down really quickly. Like, it would just be nice. However, this thing, even with my fan, is still sort of sweaty, just kind of grotty, kind of annoying, just not great. And if you plan to play Minecraft with this thing like I was, just don't. The mouse cannot butterfly, it cannot drag click, and it can't even jitter click. Like, jitter clicking actually gave me less CPS than single clicking, which is pretty funny, I think. Like, while I can easily get 10, 12 CPS even on my Rocat Cone Pro with jitter, and I don't main jitter, so I'm nowhere near as good as others. I only got 4 to 5 CPS on this thing, while I could get like 6, 7 single clicking, which is pretty standard single clicking. Like, I think the average was 6.9, nice, but you know, I'm a little less than average at single clicking. I used to be good, used to do a 7, but you know. I even had issues with single clicking, actually. Sometimes it wouldn't register at all, or it would be slightly delayed. You could probably see when I was building my defense, it was slower than usual. Another thing is that I had a weird experience with the tracking. Not that I wasn't used to it at all, but it was like, it was more sensitive going up and down than it was side to side. And it would also sometimes just randomly speed up or change direction. You probably see when I fight people, like it's very erratic. It's when normally, like it's still erratic. And also twerk emote, pretty funny. Well, it's still erratic with the Rocat mouse. It's just way more with what's it called again? The Anko mouse, that's right. It wasn't too noticeable, just like most of the issues, but irritating. Now then, we have reached the point in the video where I have to talk about the double click button. Now I probably should have realized that this, like, I probably should have realized and seen it and thought, if it has a double click button, it probably can't double click, and probably won't be good for Minecraft. However, I got the mouse anyway, and my suspicions were indeed confirmed. However, what's funny is that sometimes the double click button won't even double click, it'll just single click. And then it also has so much space between the beginning of click and the click registering. So I can't get more than 10 clicks a second with it, which is kind of counterintuitive, I think. And I guess it's not supposed to be for Minecraft, like it's probably more for opening apps. However, it's a gaming mouse, not an office mouse. Why would gamers care about that? You just need to click twice, it's not an issue. My suspicion, my little theory, is that it's made for Minecraft because it is a gaming mouse. It even says, on the box and it says on the mouse in that scratchy font, gaming mouse. So I think that they, in order to make it appeal to everyone, they must have thought, okay, a minority of people will get this mouse for Minecraft, and they will PvP with it. and I guess they must have put some research into it, and they thought, okay, how about we just add a double click button, so, you know, then it could have the high CPS, it'd be all good. However, they wanted it to still work for other gamers as well, not just Minecrafters, so they didn't want to lower the debounce time. So I just thought, okay, how about we just give it a super high debounce time, so that, like, I don't know, shooter gamers and, like, FPS gamers and all that can use it and not need to worry, and then we'll add a double click button for the Minecrafters who still want to use it for PvP. But then they implemented the double click button in such a poor way that you can't use it for PvP. It's also in, like, the side of the mouse as well, so you won't even really be able to use that for PvP. It's just not great. Anyway, if you wanted to get a mouse for Minecraft, rather than getting this thing, I would seriously recommend spending an extra few bucks to get something actually worth it, instead of something cheap like this. I'm pretty sure that there's like a Razer mouse, which is really good for jitter clicking, and it's like it's only 30 bucks. Very good. But you know, it's just anything would be better than this. If you plan to use it for office work, probably still wouldn't recommend it, because it is a gaming mouse. It's supposed to be for gamers. However, it's not that bad. For its price of $15, I would call this an acceptable gaming mouse. My hopes weren't that high, and although it didn't disappoint, it certainly didn't go above and beyond. You know, that's fine. Oh, I just realized my hand cam is very close. Yeah, the script is ended here, so I'm sort of going off the rails. Like, subscribe, oh, and I'm dead, okay. Perfectly timed. Anyway, like, subscribe, join the Discord, and this is Pig Eyes signing out. Brrr.